You can have cheeseburger. That's racist.
Hey there YouTube, I know this is not my normal videos and this is going to be a little bit ranty, but I need to talk about it. I'm going to put some Skullgirls in the background. In the background. If you like fighting games, I would take a look at that because it is a wonderful game. It is probably one of the best fighters I've played in a long time. But I want to talk to you about the whole TotalBiscuit, the AbleGamers charity, and just hatred. Just pure, unadulterated hatred. For those of you who don't know, TotalBiscuit is a commentator on YouTube. I shouldn't say commentator, he's more of a games critic. He gives first impressions on games, he talks about the gaming industry. He is one of the people who I am most respectful of in terms of I will watch his videos and I will try to get a good opinion out of it, especially if I myself, even though I'm trying to be a games critic, am questionable. I sort of look at him and look at his analysis and agree. I don't agree with him on everything, but I love his content. His quality of his content has been through the roof. So recently, TotalBiscuit within the last year was diagnosed with cancer, and that sucks. He was at a doctor's appointment. He actually tweeted out him with a picture of one of those masks on. But while that happened, and while he was at the doctor's office, a tweet came across his feed regarding a charity event for a live stream regarding AbleGamers. Now, if you don't know who AbleGamers are, AbleGamers is a charity dealing with disabilities in gaming, dealing with, let's say, color blindness, the inability to see certain colors, being able to play without, hands or feet, or, yeah, I know feet, but more so hands more than anything else, being able to play with your feet. It's a great charity, and it's one that I would say if you are looking to donate money to, please take an opportunity to look at them. So he sees this charity stream start up. He has been working with AbleGamers for a long time now, and so he retweets it. And you'd think, okay, cool, that raised awareness, and that should have been great for everyone, right? No, not at all. So I won't include the articles in question. I did this already once, and then I read some things that TotalBiscuit had said, and he doesn't want people to hate some of the things or go after some of the people who have said some of the things that have been said about him, and I respect his want for that to happen. He also doesn't want to retweet the Spotify whatever article that has a lot of inaccurate information in it, which I also agree with him on that. So keep those in mind. Now, okay, so what happened? Well, the creator of the stream freaked out. He basically said, and I will quote this from the article, "Oh Jesus fuck, I got retweeted by Almost Cracker." Now, let's put the Almost Cracker part aside because that's just unrespectful in itself. But what happened beyond that was that there was this fallout regarding the Gamergate community. Now, Gamergate, if you don't know what it is, go look up something from don't read the Wikipedia article, read something like Eric Kane, or, get both sides of the story to learn what Gamergate is about. The thing is Gamergate is a hashtag. To people, Gamergate means ethics in game journalism. Gamergate means misogyny. Gamergate means SJWs infiltrating games. You know what it is? It's all those things. You may not agree with that, but the thing is that it's a perception. It's about, this is the group of people, and this is what I believe based on my experiences. Is it factually right in those cases? No. Is every group got a member in it where they have questionable tactics or are just plain insane? I think it was Theodore Roosevelt said that every reform movement has a lunatic fringe. It's people who respond to Gamergate as a reform movement. So, but all of those are valid assumptions about Gamergate, despite the fact that they may not be factually right, because it's about a person's perceived perceptions. So I don't agree with the whole Gamergate and the tag thing in terms of what it means in terms of, it means one thing. No, it means a bunch of things. But there's a big but there. The thing that bothers me is that whenever the Gamergate tag is used, that when people assume that just because that tag was used, or, you know, a person is associated with Gamergate, that XYZ qualities are a part of that person. That pisses me off. Every person is unique. Every person is an individual. They should be judged for their words and the way that they go about themselves. I have myself used the Gamergate tag because I do believe there is a problem in ethics in game journalism. It's why I joined TechRaptor. It is, I wanted to contribute to help out that portion. But some of the things that came out of the TB portion, and I want to talk about that specifically. Let's look at some of the tweets that were thrown at TB after he said what he said, or he retweeted that, and then responded to some of the statements that were made against him. Let's see. TotalBiscuit, aren't you supposed to be dying? When are you going to fuck off permanently? TotalBiscuit, please bend over backwards and kick yourself in the balls. I suggest in 2015 we start using TotalBiscuit in the same way as Clusterfuck. Friends don't let friends support TotalBiscuit. Some of them making say, please Cancer, take TotalBiscuit, please take someone who deserves it for once. Hatred. I don't get it. Now, I understand that people are raised with different qualities and different understandings of the world around them. It's all based on experience and your parents and everything along that. But I've never understood what hatred gets for people. I admit, I have had moments where I've hated someone. I've tried to do my best to make that hatred go away. But I usually do it through actions and words, in terms of judging the person based on what they've done and what they've said, rather than what they identify as. So, somebody who is a Gamergate person, some people will immediately assume that they are misogynistic, that they are horrible people, and that's what the implication was for people who follow TotalBiscuit, who has come out and supported Gamergate. And he specifically said, I support the crusade for ethics in journalism and for, you know, consumer advocacy, which he's been a big part of, but I do not condone the harassment of women, and I do not condone the attacks on people. But because he is identified as Gamergate, some people make the assumption that he's a horrible, misogynistic person. When did it come to a point in our lives where a word describes a person? We're a complex organism. We are made of millions of cells. We are made of so many motions and so many brainwave activities that it can't be described in a simple science. When did one word be able to describe a person? I just don't get that. Is it the fact that people just don't want to take the time to get to know somebody? That's possibly it. We are in a world where it's sort of a flash mob in terms of, you know, you gotta go right away. I gotta have an opinion now. And yet, it's very easy for people to come with hatred. Hatred doesn't solve anything. I don't think any situation hatred has actually fixed the problem. I can't think of one. All it does is cause strife. All it does is cause problems. All it does is cause panic. And the thing is that there are people who deserve hatred in this world. But they deserve it because of their actions or their words, not because of what they've identified as in terms of a group that is subjective. Now, one of the things that really scared me last night was Jenna Bain, who is TotalBiscuit's husband, John Bain, sent out a tweet that said she was questioning whether or not she made that going into the career that they've chosen was the right decision. For someone who respects TotalBiscuit and what he's done on a daily basis, and fighting through cancer and still putting out videos on a daily basis, which is, to me, remarkable. I mean, the guy's going through pain, suffering, and yet he still is finding the time to give people information. That, to me, is unbelievable. Not only is it unbelievable, the fact that he got the most influential gamer award at the Game Awards this last year and dedicated it to somebody that he had run into in terms of cancer. shows me a quality of character that I cannot. I wish I could be up to. I would love to be TotalBiscuit. I'm gonna put it out there right now. I would love that this channel, for example, would go to that portion. It takes hard work, and I've seen it over the last several months, like trying to make it work. So for me to see one of my idols question, or somebody related to one of my idols question whether or not that was the right decision, scares the living crap out of me, because it then makes me question everything that's, you know, around me. Luckily, I think he's strong enough and he's come out and said, you know, this is my opinion. But one of the things that really scares me about this is that where we're going as a society, because I'm trying to remember, like in 2000 or 1998, or maybe not even that, 2008, was there this much hatred out there? I don't think there was. I mean, I don't remember being able to look on the internet and seeing so much. I mean, there were bad people, there were horrible people, there was some horrible stuff, but I don't remember it being this, where they just like dominated things. Again, some of that is the nature of being anonymous. The fact of the matter is, being anonymous can be good. If you're like a person in a work situation where there is something horrible going on and you will get in personal trouble if you say something, then being anonymous and being able to tip people off, that's good. That's good so that the person can feel safe. But on the flip side, anonymous means that when people are allowed to say whatever they want without consequences, some of the worst things known to man come out at that point. Some people do it for the lulz. Some people do it for the hatred in their hearts. And it actually makes me question whether or not it's a good thing to be anonymous on the internet. I think it's a great thing. I think it's important so that people can speak their minds freely without prejudice. But it does come with this idea of you're gonna get, you know, people who are just wanting to hurt. But beyond that, we're living in a society now where if you say one thing or be part of one group, that you're going to be judged. You're going to be judged horribly, and for not your actions and not your words, but guilt by association. When did that become a normal? It should never have been a normal. Never, ever, 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 ever. I know I'm ranting, and I know that people may take this the wrong way, but, you know, I have to get this off my chest, because, I mean, this ate at me as the clock struck midnight last night, and we started 2015. It's just like, what awaits us if this is how we solve problems, through war of words that are aimed to hurt people, not to bring light to a situation, not to go through understanding and niceness, but through actual hatred. It's concerning the city of the least. And what's more so, what good can we take care out of this? Well, I know I'm going to try to do some good. I am a fan of the AbleGamers charity, and so what you're going to see is that I will post a link to the donation that I will make to AbleGamers, because I believe in that charity, and I believe that it sucks that of all this stuff that bad things came out of it, so that the donation portion didn't come out of it. I would love to help, and so I'm going to donate $50 to that charity. I hope that people understand that going forward, and I implore everybody, if you identify yourself as a Gamergate, you identify yourself as anti-Gamergate, if you identify yourself as a feminist, you identify yourself as a realist. Realist. I'm not trying to. I don't know what words I'm trying to say there. Whatever you identify as, note that people are always human, and that may sound weird, but it's very easy to lose the idea that who you're talking to over the internet is just some person out there rather than a human face and a person with feelings and a person with understanding and caring. People are going to say, well, that person said X, person said Y, person said Z. I get it, and they can say some hateful things, but the whole eye for an eye adage does make a lot of sense, because an eye for an eye will make the world blind. If we are so hateful, all we're going to have is a bunch of blind people wandering around hitting themselves into walls. Respond with that kindness and understanding. Respond with, I understand, but if the person is truly hateful, don't respond with hatred yourself. Just separate yourself from the situation and say, look, I hope that you get any help that you need. If the situation is a situation where somebody has a problem, like, with, how a person reacts, but I hope that you understand. And I hope that you get the help that you need. And I hope you feel safe for what you do in the future. I admit, when I looked at the first several the tweets that came from the person who was streaming, what I got was somebody who had an anxiety attack. Somebody who was doing a stream event, and all of a sudden, a very popular person tweeted out this message. And, having 300,000 people get that message, and all of a sudden, the group of people that you might have had go from, maybe 100 people to, like, maybe 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, that's scary. It's scary to be judged. It's scary to see things like that. And there are negative reactions to that. I mean, I've had anxiety attacks myself. I mean, sometimes it's not rational. Sometimes it's not a situation where that it's understood what is going on in the person's head who's having the attack. And those people may say some negative things that they will maybe regret later on. You can go back and start attacking that person, or you can come to an understanding that maybe, just maybe, there's some reason for it. And whether it be something like anxiety, or whether it be something deeper than that, just respond with passion, man. Respond with love. Because I'll tell you what, if people are able to get along, good things happen. Great things happen. Hey, what has war done? What has violence done? Maybe provided a couple of good fun games, some backdrops for interesting stories, but when you're building on that, it doesn't do much. Alright, I'm gonna leave that at that. I hope you guys take something from this, and I hope you understand why I made this video, because it is something close to my heart. And if you do subscribe to this channel, or you just run across this channel, I expect some different content for the next couple days. I'm going to be a little bit more about myself, and I started a new Let's Play series, so, you can take a look at that, or you'll see my typical, critique content. This is Dragnix signing out. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.